Welcome back to the Raiders franchise. We're in the bye week, and boy, do we need it. We just lost back-to-back tough games against the Colts and the Bears, leaving us at 2-3. And last in the division, the Chiefs and Chargers are both undefeated. Taking a look at the stats through 5 games, Derek Carr is off to a rough start, completing 59% of his passes for 1,036 yards. He's got 10 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Carr has had a couple of good games. Does that mean he's our answer at QB? No, but for now, he's okay. On the ground, Josh Jacobs went down and was having a great start to his rookie season. 41 carries for 293 yards and 3 touchdowns. But in his place, though, speedy Jalen Richard has come up big. 69 carries for 409 yards and 2 scores. I think between the two of them, we have a solid 1-2 punch. DeAndre Washington has shown some flashes with 147 yards and a score. I like our backfield right now. We just have to get Jacobs back healthy. Out wide, tight end Darren Waller has been a great surprise. 30 grabs for 464 yards and 2 scores. Then there's Ryan Grant. He's got 22 catches for 205 yards and 4 touchdowns. Tyrell Williams is off to a slow start to the season with 12 grabs for 237 and 4 touchdowns. I knew the loss of AB would be a big deal, but I thought this group would step up. Maybe with one of our 3 first-round picks, we could look at a wide receiver. On defense, I'm actually shocked at how solid these guys have been playing. Carl Josephs leads the team in tackles, followed by Garyon Conley and LaMarcus Joyner. Rookie Jonathan Abram has 24 tackles and a sack. Talking about sacks, we are off to a rough start on the pass rush. Benson Mawaya leads the team with 3 sacks, and Arden Key has 2. Rookie Colin Farrell has 1.5. I would love to see these numbers go up after the bye week. We have to find a way to generate more pressure. In the secondary, Daryl Worley is tied with Tashir Whitehead with 2 interceptions. Colin, Joyner, and Burfict each have 1 apiece. Our corners play a lot of man and are getting torched. I thought about trading a pick to try to get some help, but there weren't any teams interested. Since we are in a bye week, we get our first look at the upcoming draft class. This is a computer-generated class and is not too bad. At the top of our draft board is left tackle Deion Harrison from Tennessee, and his first 3 traits are pretty amazing. He would sure fill a need at left tackle. Our linebacking core needs some help, and Terrell Conley could be the answer. The Big Ten's leader in tackles and tackles for loss. This dude is going to be a stud. He's a plug-and-play guy, and being 6'3", 245, he can move. So each week I'll highlight 2 or 3 players that we could add to our draft board, but also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and IG to stay up with everything Raiders franchise. We jump ahead and head to rainy Lambeau Field as our 2-3 Raiders take on the 5-1 Green Bay Packers. It's going to be a tough one dealing with the prolific passer Aaron Rodgers, but he is without his number 1 wideout Devontae Adams this week. First quarter action, Raiders come out running. Richard tries to bounce it to the outside and only picks up a couple. Next play, Carr with the deep drop, and he hits his big tight end Darren Waller over the middle, and he picks up 15 and the first. New set of downs, Richard takes the stretch right, gets hit by Alexander and pulled down by his face mask, tack on 15. Then Carr drops back and throws another dot over the middle to Williams. He cuts upfield and picks up 20. Next play, Washington takes the handoff, finds a running lane, cuts upfield, and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders! Carlson would come on and kick the extra point, and he pushes it right, no good. Oakland leads 6-0. Packers take over, Rodgers drops back and hits Sternberger on the drag. He makes a move and picks up 6. Next play, Jones takes the handoff. He cuts it back left, finds some running room, and picks up 11. 2 plays later, Rodgers goes back to the air, and he hits Rodgers on the check down. He spins upfield and picks up 14. Aaron Rodgers continues his hot hand, hitting Jimmy Graham over the middle, and he picks up another 20 yards. Then A-Rod with the deep drop has tons of time and finally hits Graham wide open. He turns upfield and gets down to the goal line. Next play, number 12 goes play action, but here comes the blitz. Marquel Lee gets the sack. Then on second down, Jones takes the stretch, cuts it back inside and gets it to the end zone. Packers take the lead 7-6. Next Raiders possession, Richard takes the handoff out wide, tries to juke, and gets stripped by Blake Martinez, and the Packers recover. Green Bay takes over, and Rodgers goes play action. He rolls out, but Marquel Lee shoots the gap and gets his second sack of the day. Now it's 3rd and long. Rodgers loads up, and he goes deep to Geronimo Allison. He jumps up, snags it, sheds a tackle, makes a juke, but he fumbles. Raiders jump on it. Great stop by the defense. And the silver and black take over. Carr drops back, tries to get rid of it, but Blake Martinez gets the sack. Then on 3rd and long, Carr goes back to the air, hitting Williams on the curl, but he falls just short of the marker. But the Raiders are set up to go for it on 4th. Rashard takes the handoff and dives to get the first. So we thought. The ref marks him short and the challenge would be upheld. And the Packers look to capitalize. Rodgers drops back. His Graham, he gets inside the 20. Then Jones takes the handoff, finds some room, and gets blown up by Joyner, and it's a fumble. Nelson grabs it, and it's another turnover for the silver and black. But the Packers would get it right back. Carr drops back and throws a corner route late and gets picked off by Alexander on the sideline. And Aaron Rodgers would come out throwing, sprinting out to his left, hitting Allison on the cutback, and he gets down to the 25. Later in the drive, Rodgers goes back to the air, throwing a dart to Jake Kumaro in the end zone. Packers extend their lead. Next Raiders possession is 3rd down. Carr drops back and squeezes one into Renfro, and the rookie spins his way up to the 45. It's 3rd and long for Oakland. Carr with the deep drop, and he throws a laser to Waller on the outside, and he picks up the first. 2 plays later, the passing game is clicking. Carr connects with Renfro on the dig route, and the Raiders are inside the red zone. Later in the drive, Carr continues his hot hand, this time connecting with Carrier, and he gets down to the 5. The drive was stalled, and Carlson comes on to kick the field goal, but it's no good. It looks like he slipped on that one. And here come the Packers. Rodgers with the drop back. And look at this pitch and catch to Rodgers on the outside. He made that look too easy. Then Aaron goes back to the air, hitting Rodgers on the outside for another Packers first down. New set of downs. Rodgers hits MVS on the check down. He turns upfield and gets popped by Joyner, and it's a fumble. Joseph scoops it up and is off to the races. He puts a move on Aaron and is gone. 69 yards to the crib. Touchdown, Raiders. Oakland now down a point. Next Packers possession, Rodgers drops back, has all the time in the world, tries to throw it on the outside, but gets picked off by Worley, and he gets away and is gone. Pick 6, touchdown, Raiders. 2 TDs for the Raiders defense gives them the lead. And Gruden wants to go for 2. Carr with the drop back, and he finds Waller over the middle. Oakland up 7. Then before the half, Rodgers from the gun. He hits Rodgers on the Z route, and he's able to power his way to the first. Next play, A-Rod goes back to the air, hitting MVS. He gets away from the defender and gets down to the 35. It's 3rd and 7. Aaron drops back. He waits and waits and finally tries to lob it on the outside, but gets picked off by Garyon Conley, and that would send us to the half, with the Raiders using their defense to give them the lead, 21-14. Start of the 3rd, Raiders kicking off as Scatling is back deep to receive. He takes it up the seam, but gets laid out by Smith, and it's a fumble. Wilbur scoops it up and has a lot of green in front of him. Touchdown, Raiders. What a play by the special teams. Oakland's offense takes over. Rashard takes the stretch right, drops his shoulders, and picks up 8. Next play, Jalen takes the handoff, finds a hole on the right, and he's off to the races. The speedster is finally tracked down at the 40-yard line. It's 1st down, and Carr drops back. He shows off his touch, hitting Grant on the sideline for 9. 2 plays later, Rashard takes the dive, finds a lane, and gets down to the 25-yard line. Carr is just showing off now, dropping back and dropping an absolute dime to Williams on the outside, and it's 1st and goal. Next play, Raiders pick up the blitz, and Carr hits Waller in the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders. The silver and black are up 21, but the Packers look to answer. Rodgers with the play action and throws a dart to Allison over the middle. He makes 2 miss and gets down to the 35. The drive was stalled, and Crosby would come on to kick the field goal, and it's no good, but wait, there's a flag. Roughing the kicker is the call. Now it's 3rd and long for Green Bay. Rodgers throws it up to MVS. He gets his hands on it, but Joyner knocks it out. Packers settle for 3. And the Raiders look to milk the clock. Rashard goes up the middle, finds a nice hole, and picks up the first. Then Carr drops back. And look at this timing with Williams on the outside for 17. But Carlson would come on to kick the field goal and miss his third kick on the day. It left the door open for Green Bay. Rodgers hits Scantling on the outside. He makes one miss and picks up 12. 2 plays later, Rodgers with the deep drop, and he squeezes one to MVS, and it's another first. Next play, A-Rod drops back, slips, tries to take off to his right, but gets sacked by Taco Charlton. Second and long for Green Bay. Rodgers steps up in the pocket and throws a dart to Allison at the marker for the first. Then Jones takes the counter, cuts backfield, makes a cut again, and walks into the end zone. Packers cut the lead to 11. Raiders look to close the door. Rashard takes the stretch out right and picks up 9. Next play, Carr goes back to the air and hits Williams on the out route, and he gets down to the 8-yard line. But Rashard doesn't cover the ball and gets stripped, and it's a fumble. Martinez scoops it up, and he brings it back inside the 30. Green Bay facing a 4th down. Rodgers has all day to throw and finally throws it up downfield and gets picked off by Joseph, and he brings it back to the 30, and that would do it. The Oakland Raiders come into Lambeau Field and get the W. 38-24 is your final. Carr finished with 188 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. On the ground, Rashard had 106 yards, and Washington had 34 yards and a touchdown. Out wide, Williams led the way with 5 grabs for 96 yards, and Waller had a touchdown. On defense, what a day for Carl Joseph. 2 fumble recoveries, a scoop and score, and an interception. Great win for our Raiders, moving them to 3-3 on the year. But we head back out on the road to take on the 2-5 Texans. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're brand new. And don't forget to hit those links down in my description. Follow your boy on Facebook, Twitter, and IG at BigCGatGame. And we'll talk in the next one. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.